So, this neighborhood already leads in Tennessee. ER visits for asthma often. Memphis ranks among the highest for toxic air releases. The cost of moving fast and breaking bad for your own personal and more wealth is paid in the lungs and the lives of human people. Jet engines on trailers. They burn methane to spin generators and make electricity sold for emergencies or remote fields, not for dense neighborhoods. Dozens running next to homes is reckless and unprecedented.
Welcome to Black Files Unlocked. In this video, we're getting deep into how Elon Musk AI turbines are poisoning this town. In the heart of Memphis, Tennessee, the longtime soulful community is overshadowed by a sinister development spearheaded by tech billionaire Elon Musk and his business partners, XAI. The duo promises innovation and prosperity through a new energy project, but as the initiative unfolds, residents begin experiencing mysterious health issues leading to widespread panic. The XAI is facing multiple lawsuits and heavy criticism for using unpermitted methane-powered gas turbines to operate a supercomputer facility in Memphis, Tennessee. Environmental groups and residents have protested the turbines over health concerns related to air pollution and environmental justice issues. Sometimes the most shocking corporate misconduct is hidden in plain sight. The facility and its purpose. XAI's Colossus supercomputer facility went online in September 2024 to train the company's AI chatbot, Grok. The turbines. To meet the massive energy demands of the supercomputer, XAI installed dozens of gas turbines. While initially claiming it was only operating a smaller, permitted number of turbines, thermal imaging has shown that nearly all the turbines are running at times. The evidence is not hidden. For anyone who dares to look at Elon Musk's so-called gigafactory of compute, the details tell the story. Rows upon rows of mobile gas turbines, 35 in total. These are not stored for emergencies, telling the public only 15 were running. Really, dude? There were 33 of 35 shown operating, burning methane gas day and night, and it is happening without the necessary legal permissions. Pollution billows over a predominantly black and brown community. The utter deny, downplay, delay. They move so fast with this warehouse and DD those turbines that accountability can't seem to catch up with them. Behind the satellite images and records are human beings. Their bodies are the first and final line of evidence. In Boxtown, the South Memphis area, which is a mile from the site, describes a chemical smell like a gas leak seeping into her home. She and her husband have developed COPD. Watch this clip. It's been going viral now.
I've talked to the XAI leadership team. There are 35, but there are only 15 that are owned. The other ones are stored on the site.
Well, first off, these are expensive. There's a turbine shortage nationally. You don't obtain these turbines and put them on site if you're not intending to operate them.
So Patrick and his team sent the photographer back out with a high-end thermal camera.
What we saw is 33 of the 35 were very clearly operating.
The turbines were capable of generating about 420 megawatts of electricity, enough to power around 300,000 homes.
They've built a power plant out there.
This guy's telling Elon, quote, "What you've done with the cluster in Memphis is incredible, in just a handful of weeks," unquote. Then Elon says with pride, quote, "Any given thing can be sped up. Like whatever speed is being done, it can be done faster," unquote. And this one, here is like a big kid saying, "Oh, this is the largest AI cluster in the world. This place is absolutely amazing, that is." This guy says, quote, "That is like superhuman. Elon is singularly building a massive factory in the short time that was done. There's only one person in the world who could do that," unquote. Excited guy also says, "And this entire supercomputer is built to power Grok. Look, what's gonna happen is we'll end up being like the movie The Terminator in the future."
I can relate to this because I'm from Memphis along with another channel host. We have often discussed growing up in South Memphis as kids and working in the area as adults consuming soot, like having to cough or spit out black matter from your nose or mouths for hours and hours, even after work. It would make you not want to eat, nervous that you'll be swallowing that down into your food, feeling nauseous and some vomiting. But enough about us. We'll get back to that later.
remarkable.
It's unique in my experience.
Joseph Goffman has worked on air pollution issues for decades. Until January, he ran the EPA office that regulates air quality.
Most companies that I've dealt with go to great lengths and spend a lot of money to make sure that the day they turn on their operations, they're also turning on their pollution control equipment. That's a given. For a company to do this, it's treating the people who live there as if they don't count.
I like to open my windows early in the morning to breathe the fresh air, God's given air, not the air that man want to give us, but God.
Easter Knox lives just over a mile from XAI.
I really wasn't getting the fresh air. I was getting that pollution that was mixed in with everything.
You know how you light your stove and that gas seeps with the little ticking noise? That's what it smelled like.
Alexis Humphreys grew up here, 1 street away from Easter.
When I smelled it the first time, I was asleep. And it woke me up because I thought gas was seeping in the house, but come find out, we come outside and all the neighbors was outside trying to figure out what's going on.
He was an ordinary dad, full of joy, full of jokes.
Last year, Alexis lost her grandfather, who struggled with a respiratory illness called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD.
COPD is a breathing condition, but you don't get it unless you smoke cigarettes. And my granddad didn't smoke cigarettes, but every 3 weeks or so, my granddad was going to the hospital. He would have to get breathing treatments. I have asthma, bronchitis. My mom have just bronchitis, and now my granny has it.
You can't hardly breathe. It's just like your whole world is collapsing down on you, and it's frightening.
Easter and her husband have also developed COPD. What does it feel like?
Feel like you're fixing to die.
The area around XAI leads the state in emergency department visits for asthma. Memphis has one of the highest rates of toxic air releases of any American city, and many of its most polluting facilities are in this neighborhood.
Elon, what he did with Memphis is objectively somewhat dirty, but he's also doing it in an area where there's like a bigger natural gas plant right next door and like a wastewater treatment and a garbage dump nearby, right? And he's obviously made the world a lot more clean than that one data center.
In just 1 year, XAI has blown past existing polluters.
They're emitting somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 tons of NOx. I'm an air pollution guy, so I deal in those numbers all the time, and that's larger than anything else in Memphis.
Primary killer, nitrogen oxides, drivers of ground-level ozone. Formaldehyde, a known human carcinogen. Fine particulate matter, PM 2.5 microscopic. Soot, which I was explaining earlier we experienced. That penetrates deep. It bypasses defenses, enters the bloodstream, triggers body-wide inflammation, result heart attacks, strokes, long-term cardiovascular disease. So, this neighborhood already leads in Tennessee. ER visits for asthma often. Memphis ranks among the highest for toxic air releases. The cost of moving fast and breaking bad for your own personal and more wealth is paid in the lungs and the lives of human people. Jet engines on trailers. They burn methane to spin generators and make electricity sold for emergencies or remote fields, not for dense neighborhoods. Dozens running next to homes is reckless and unprecedented.
But modern factory plants use catalytic controls that remove over 90% of NOx. XAI skipped that step. For months, XAI operated the turbines without the required air permits, claiming a temporary exemption that environmental law experts say does not apply to turbines of this size. After facing public pressure, XAI applied for permits for a smaller number of the turbines. Per usual, they beat it on loopholes and slow enforcement. June 2024, a grand proclamation. Memphis to host the Gigafactory of Compute Land acquired construction at breakneck speed. Trailer after trailer of turbines. What he broke was the law and the public trust. The EPA charged to enforce the Clean Air Act on the sidelines, a political project. Weakened the backstop and rolled back protections. In 1 year, a top NOx polluter operating without permits, a second site looms. Talk of 40 to 90 more turbines, enough electricity to match 40% of the city. April 2025. Hundreds demand answers in South Memphis. In June 2025, the NAACP and the Southern Environmental Law Center, SELC, filed a notice of intent to sue XAI over the permitless turbines, alleging violations of the Clean Air Act. Oh, check this out. Residents have repeatedly voiced concerns about the potential health impacts and feel that their community is being treated as a sacrifice zone. Despite assurances from local leaders regarding potential economic benefits,
Many residents believe the health risks and existing pollution are too great.
Colossus is fueling Musk's company XAI in its large language model named Grok. The data center sits a few miles from Boxtown, a predominantly black community in Memphis, where the median income is $37,000. Boxtown residents say that the pollution from the gas turbines that have powered Colossus over the last year is worsening their respiratory issues.
It smells like gas now, and it didn't smell like gas before Elon came.
I literally can taste it. I can taste the difference now.
Time asked researchers at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville to analyze air quality data from satellites run by NASA and the European Space Agency. Their report showed a marked increase in peak nitrogen dioxide concentration levels in Boxtown and other areas nearby the plant. High levels of NO2 can aggravate respiratory diseases, particularly asthma, according to the EPA. XAI did not respond to a request for comment for this story, and Memphis officials insist that the pollution is negligible, arguing that the company brings in critical tax revenue for the cash-strapped city.
They become our largest investor, XAI, in short order. People are starting to look at Memphis, and we've got this burgeoning reputation as a tech and innovation hub.
There's no amount of money that can persuade me to accept pollution killing me and my family.
AI is America's newest big industry.
It'll be a policy of the United States to do whatever it takes to lead the world in artificial intelligence.
As President Trump's AI action plan calls for reducing regulations of the Clean Air Act and Clean Water Act to speed up development of data centers, some communities will bear the brunt more than others.
We're not going to quit until this issue is resolved, where black people do not have to be treated as gambling chips for massive corporations.
So I'm not sure who this is, but he says Jeff Bezos predicts that gigawatt-scale data centers could be built in orbit within the next 10 to 20 years. Imagine shifting massive compute workloads off Earth, powered by limitless solar energy and cooled naturally in space's vacuum. Quote, "At Dozier Holders Group in Sophomore, we believe the evolution of compute infrastructure is only beginning. The future of AI, energy, and efficiency won't just reshape industries, it may redefine where data even lives," unquote. I think AI is cool to a center point, but let's not go too far. And we're talking out of space far now. They should all be ashamed of themselves, in my opinion. Here's a website called Care to Petitions. You can help us fight these money-hungry, poor Black lives don't matter type of people. Some are helping, but we need just a little bit more. So, are anyone from Memphis watching? Drop your comments. What do y'all think about this? And have any of you experienced any kind of illnesses? Thanks for watching Black Files Unlocked. And to our subscribers, thank you. Those who have not, subscribe. Later, guys.